Hey guys, it's your pal Victor here, and we just saw a sci-fi slash horror movie slash high concept movie. It's called The Immaculate Room, and it stars Emile Hirsch and Kate Bosworth and Ashley Greene, and that's it. Only those three people. Find out what I thought right now.
Welcome. You have been chosen to spend 50 days in the Immaculate Room and will win $5 million by completing the task. Enjoy your stay in the Immaculate.
Now, when you get to low budget sci-fi or horror, sometimes it helps if you have an interesting location. You know, like when TV shows are suffering to fill up enough episodes in their seasons, or they did back in the day, they'd have these episodes called bottle episodes, where it's just the regular cast in one room. Maybe they're trying to figure out like a mystery or something, but they're all in one room and it's very inexpensive to do, you know. And this is largely that. The Immaculate Room has Emile Hirsch and Kate Bosworth, and they're a couple, right? A couple in a shitty relationship that signs up to be on a reality show called The Immaculate Room, where if they stay in this room for 50 days, they get $5 million. That's some Big Brother shit. I mean, the TV show Big Brother. My first thoughts here is that 50 days is entirely too long. And two, when you realize there's nothing in the room, I don't understand how this would make compelling television, but I'm going to turn that off for a minute, right? So they have a shitty relationship. They only get fed once a day in this room, and they can't leave the room for any reason. Clearly Kate Bosworth's character is supposed to be like the antagonist or the protagonist of the movie. The problem here is, even though Kate Bosworth, who's aged very well and, you know, for the most part can deliver a good performance, comes off super bitchy in this role, where she's supposed to come off really conflicted and have nuance in this performance. Like, you can watch this movie and be like, I can understand how someone in this position is supposed to be the hero, or like, you know, we're supposed to get behind them. It's a kind of like a Handmaid's Tale kind of, you know, where there's like a lot going on in the way you deliver these lines. And I think she delivers it in a way that is very like bitchy and not like approachable. And maybe that's just her choice, but it kind of hurts the movie. Emile Hirsch is kind of like her boyfriend, who's bankrolled a lot of her ideas or been really supportive, and she's had a lot of issues with her father, who is in this movie, by Emmett Walsh, who's still alive, by the way. He has a nice little part in this movie. So they're trying to make their way through, you know, through this contest thing, and Emile Hirsch's character is super bored. Their relationship is bad, so they're not like fucking, and they're not like having fun. They are for like maybe what it seems to be like a couple days, then they get bored. And in this room, you get the ability to get a couple treats per person the entirety of your stay, but they cost a ton of money. So the first one, he spends $100,000 and gets a big green grease crayon so he can tag, and you can see him actually doing the art, which is cool. It doesn't do much, and as Kate Bosworth sinks deeper and deeper into depression, she encourages him to take his second treat, which costs $250,000, and this treat ends up being a naked girl who walks into the room, played by Ashley Greene. And that's just there to set up some fucked up shit, because a gun also mysteriously appears in the room shortly before this happens. You know, so it's very like, you know, if this is a reality show, what is it, like The Running Man? I don't know, but a lot of it is a character study. It does sort of remind me of this Robert Duvall movie with Heather Graham and Natasha Gregson Wagner that came out in the 90s called, I think it's called Two Girls and a Guy. I might be wrong about that title, but those are the three people in it, where they're all in an apartment trying to figure out why their relationship is fucked up. That's kind of what this is. It does get very, I like the third act and beyond of this movie is actually really interesting. Like, it might have made a better shorter Black Mirror, because it just feels like too long, but the actual concept is interesting. There's just not enough. I feel like more should have been invested in what would have made people watch this show in the first place if it was a real show. Just like 50 days of two people being really bored and depressed doesn't sound like something that would be successful. So I don't know. I feel like more could have been done there. Could have been a better short than it was a full-length feature. But the third act and beyond is really good. I'm not super crazy on the ending, but I do like the character interplay with Kate Bosworth's character and Ashley Greene and Emil Hirsch in the latter half of the movie. So if it shows up on a streaming service, I would say check it out. I wouldn't go out of my way to see it. So that's The Immaculate Room, available now on streaming and in theaters. So those are my thoughts. If you want to hear more, follow us here at Cult Classics. Thanks, guys.